Well, hello, and welcome. I'm Reina Creole, that girl who is also the Disney diva. And today I'm bringing you a little video that I like to call 3 guidelines to Disney planning. So let's check it out. So you're probably wondering, out of all the Disney planning opinions out there in the YouTube universe, why on earth should I listen to you? Well, that's an excellent question. 2, everyone has their own perspectives, but 3, I'm going to come at you a little bit differently.
Preferred parking. I would prefer parking to be free.
So for starters, my family has lived in Florida for centuries. As a matter of fact, 4 generations of my family have been to the Magic Kingdom beginning when it first opened that October in 1971. I've gone to Disney as a kid. I've gone to Disney as a teenager. I've gone to Disney as a college student. I've gone to Disney as an aunt and uncle. And for Disney research, there really isn't a category with a big enough upper limit for how many times I've been to Disney World. It doesn't exist. But I've probably been to Disney World about conservatively about 200 times. I've stayed at about 10 Disney resorts. I have stayed at value resorts. I have stayed at moderate resorts. I have stayed at deluxe resorts. I have stayed off property. I have stayed in off-property hotels. I've stayed in off-property vacation homes. I've visited when I have lived in Orlando, and I visited with friends coming in from out of town, family coming out of town, crashing at my house, and we go to Disney World. I've done Disney dining plan. I've done Disney without the dining plan. So given all of that and the lovely complication caused by COVID-19, it's pretty safe to say that I kind of know what I'm talking about. So with all of that knowledge, I have put together with about 3 simple rules, or mostly guidelines, that can help you stay sane when it comes to planning your Disney vacation.
We made it to the happiest place on earth. It's 9 a.m. I got to schedule every minute of our day until 9 p.m. Pay attention and stay close.
Rule number 3, time is money. Now, you are about to spend thousands of dollars on a vacation if you're coming in from out of town. But even if you're spending thousands of dollars from out of town, or you're spending a couple $100s because you live in town, time definitely is money. The less time you have, the more money you are likely to spend. So keep that definitely in mind. Do you want a shorter amount of time to be at the parks? That means you want to stay at a resort that's closer to those parks, and those resorts are usually much more expensive. So more money, less time to get to the parks. If money is tight and it's a budget, you're going to spend less of it to stay in a resort that's further away from the actual parks. You're going to spend less money, but you are going to spend more time getting there. So again, time is money. Plan accordingly.
$45 for bedazzled mouse ears, baby? You want these or you want to go to college?
Also, another thing when it comes to time is money, especially when it comes to money. There's an urban legend out there about Walt Disney not wanting the park to be so expensive the average family can't visit. I've read about 2 of Walt Disney's autobiographies, and that has never come up in any of that I have seen. As a matter of fact, when they built Walt Disney World, his brother, the money person, Roy Disney, actually brought up the fact of, well, Walt, how are you going to get people here to visit? And Walt's answer, to paraphrase, was basically, you got to get the East Coasters to come to visit. East Coast, cars, I-95 corridor to I-4 to Disney. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about there. If you fail to plan, you will plan to fail. Fortune favors you prepared, especially when it comes to visiting Walt Disney World. If you do not have a plan about how you're going to spend your money, if you don't have a plan about where you want to stay, if you don't have a plan about what attractions you want to visit, everything down to the experience that you want to have, you must have a plan. If you do not have a plan, it's not going to work out very well for you. So all that time that you spend planning, and my theme park commandos like myself know this, the more time you spend preparing, the less time you spend scrambling to get the things done that mean the most to you when it comes to visiting Walt Disney World. One, and this is the most important one. If you don't take anything away from this video, take away this number one guideline, okay? Disney's objective is to separate you from your money as quickly as possible by any means necessary. They will use your fatigue. They will use your kids. They will use your guilt. They will use the fact that some person walking around the park has this souvenir that you just gotta have and you can't get it out of your head. Trust me, just like Las Vegas, the house is stacked against you. So you go into it knowing that your trip will go much, much smoother, and you can plan better and have a better time. If you can't remember rule number 3, if you can't remember rule number 2, definitely remember rule number 1. And again, to repeat, for the people in the back, Disney's objective is to separate you from your money as quickly as possible by any means necessary.
No, you cannot have goofy-shaped chicken nuggets. Sit down. Your mother brought ham sandwiches.
So that's my Disney Diva take. What's your Disney hot take on this? Do you think that these guidelines don't quite fit? Are these guidelines way off base? Or do you maybe have a couple more that you'd like to add? So probably in the future, this video will be updated, especially as I have a Disney trip coming up. So definitely let me know down there in the comments. Love to know your thoughts, and how much of this, applies to another theme park, like say Universal Studios. I'd like to know that as well. So thank you for watching. Again, my name is Reina Creole, your Disney Diva. And definitely like this video, subscribe, share it out, and peace and blessings to all of you. See you next time.
We're going to the other park. We're not going home.